That game when we beat Morocco, spot on, Mr. In. So Bafana Bafana is leading.
So they were well prepared for that game.
They're losing. I mean, they're winning by 2-0.
Yeah.
What do most coaches do? They go and park the pass.
Yeah.
Do you know what he does?
Yeah.
He takes out Mahop. He puts in Le Pass.
Yeah.
He puts in Maseko. So he's wanting more goals.
Hello and welcome to this week's special edition of the Diski Preview Show. Signing in is yours truly, Mr. E. And I'm not alone in the studio, ladies and gentlemen. I have uThisha. Oh, Tisha weDiski. Tisha weDiski. Welcome to this week's episode.
Thank you, Mr. E. Happy days for Bafana Bafana.
They've had a fairy tale run at the Africa Cup of Nations in Ivory Coast.
Mr. E, if you look at the stats, it's not really a fairy tale. It's actually expected.
Yeah.
I'll give you more reasons.
Did you give them a chance?
I'll give you more reasons and stats why Bafana Bafana beat Morocco. But I have to be honest, Mr. I didn't give them much of a chance looking at how they've been playing recently. But actually stats did favor them.
Yeah, that's uThisha weDiski for you. There he's going to be schooling us on how Bafana Bafana managed to beat Morocco. Where are you watching this show from? Please tell us on the comment section. And don't forget to press the like button and subscribe. And now let's take a look at the journey of Bafana Bafana in the Africa Cup of Nations in Ivory Coast. Others call it Cote d'Ivoire. Tisha weDiski, well, they've got a very, very good run at the Africa Cup of Nations. And one thing that we need to take a look at is the squad, Tisha weDiski, the way it's been assembled. 9 or 10 from Mamelodi Sundowns, and they're doing the job.
That's something we cannot run away from, Mr. E. Like it or not, we need to speak about the Sundowns' influence. Look, if you look at the starting lineup for South Africa versus Morocco, it consisted of 8 players from Mamelodi Sundowns. 9th player being uPhesitau, former Mamelodi Sundowns player. 10th player, we have uSithole, who's playing his trade overseas. What's important to note also, uSithole, the role that he plays is that same role that Allende plays. So if Allende was South African, probably Allende would be there.
We would have done that.
And then we go to the final player, the 11th player, which is Mahopa. Mahopa is a striker. The role that who plays at Sundowns, Shalulile plays, who happens to be non-South African. So if Shalulile was South African, Shalulile would be...
And at one particular time, I think I remember Mamelodi Sundowns wanted to sign Evidence Mahopa, but they were beaten to that by Orlando Pirates. One advantage that I've seen at the Africa Cup of Nations for Bafana Bafana is that Hugo Boss has got a squad of players who have played for a very long time together, as opposed to the opponents whereby they have to wait for their European-based players to come and have a game or two or practice session with the rest of the team and then try and gel, and it takes a lot of time. So it's advantage Bafana Bafana.
It makes things easier for him, Mr. In. Let's go back. Let's step back a little. Petrus Mutsipe was made president of CAF. We're all looking at South Africans, how will it develop African football, especially South African football. He goes and he introduces what we call the African Football League. Mr. E, do you know who took the African or who won the African Football League? It's Mamelodi Sundowns. So Mamelodi Sundowns are actually currently African champions. How fitting is it that they have 8 players who actually won that African Football League playing for Bafana Bafana in an African, which is the AFCON tournament again. Mr. E, you look at the awards. Ronan Williams, who happens to be captain of Bafana Bafana, was voted best goalkeeper of that tournament. Uthapelo Maseko, who was the best player and top goal scorer, or one of the top goal scorers, is actually also representing South Africa. And he has a goal to his name. You have Gumakef Awards, uPhesitau, who was voted as the Interclub Player of the Year.
Playing for Bafana Bafana.
So what does that tell you, Mr. E? All the awards, or most of the awards, actually went to South African players. Sundowns, being the best team in Africa, are now representing Bafana Bafana. How are we surprised that Bafana Bafana is doing well? They've not yet crossed the line, but I see them crossing the line. Forget about the doubts. What happened? Yes, we doubted Bafana Bafana coming to this tournament. But now, Mr. E, Abu Temba Zwane, Abu Tebucho Mukwena, now they're showing the experience. They're doing exactly what they've been doing all along at the Champions League.
Yeah, that's uThisha weDiski there for you, unpacking on the influence of Mamelodi Sundowns in the national team, which is Bafana Bafana. But now let's take a look at the home team that will be playing against South Africa, which is Cape Verde. uThisha weDiski. There are some games whereby Bafana Bafana have struggled against Cape Verde. I think the last time that they beat Cape Verde was like 20 years ago, uThisha weDiski.
Look, now here's the thing with Bafana Bafana. Bafana Bafana has this tendency of doing well or excelling when they're playing top-ranked nations as opposed to the smaller nations. Cape Verde happen to be smaller than Morocco. So that's where the problem arises now. Will Bafana Bafana go with those intentions that they had against Morocco, or will they collapse again? But look now, it's in the player's mind. They're a step closer to the actual final or to actually clinching the trophy. If you're able to beat Morocco, who is ranked top, number one in Africa, you might as well beat Cape Verde.
Yeah, but the other thing that without taking a lot away from Cape Verde, I know that South Africa in this game, especially this game, are the favorites to progress to the semi-finals. uThisha weDiski, but don't we give them a chance? Maybe they might be able to upset South Africa because they've done it before. They've beaten South Africa before.
Yes, they have, Mr. E. If you look at previous meetings between these two nations, it's evenly balanced.
Yes,
even this game can go anywhere, but who needs it the most? I have a feeling Bafana Bafana needed the most. Bafana Bafana have won AFCON to their name, which they won in 1996. If you look, Bafana Bafana was back from suspension. It was their first tournament back from suspension. They went on to win it. So Bafana Bafana has this thing of winning it when they're under pressure. Look now, they're under pressure. Everyone has written them off. No one gave them a chance of winning this. So I see the 1996 results coming through.
A repeat of the class of 96.
Most definitely, Mr. And for these players, it will be nothing new for them. I mean, they have Champions League medals. They have AFCON, the African Football League medals. Might as well add AFCON.
The nicest thing. The nicest thing about Hugo Bros is that he's one of the guys that managed to lift the Africa Cup of Nations trophy. We have seen Gordon Igerson. He failed to do that. We saw Stuart Baxter failed to do that. Hugo Bros this time around, it is promising, and it looks like it is definitely coming to uThisha weDiski.
Very promising, Mr. E. Look, now we have to admit, it looks like he knows what he's doing. I mean, we've been having a lot of doubts about him. But look, now we can't
no longer call him a plumber anymore.
Mr. E, I checked the subs. You know that game when we beat Morocco? Spot on, Mr. E. So, Bafana Bafana is leading.
So they were well prepared for that game.
They're losing. I mean, they're winning by 2-0. What do most coaches do? They go and park the pass. Do you know what he does? He takes out Mahop. He puts in Lepasa. He puts in Maseko. So he's wanting more goals. Back to my philosophy. The best way to defend is to attack. So imagine another coach would have taken off the striker and put a defender. But he said, no, we need more goals. And that's what actually won him the game.
Yes, most certainly, uThisha weDiski. Now let's quickly get into the thick of things right now. We just want to know, for all the Panthers who will be laying, or rather who will be playing sport over the weekend, who is going to win, according to your predictions, between Cape Verde and Bafana Bafana?
Look, Mr. E, Bafana Bafana, they need this tournament. They have the players. They have the coach. So I'm giving it to Bafana Bafana to qualify for the next round.
And those are the predictions of uThisha weDiski. He's saying Bafana Bafana will walk away victorious when they play against Cape Verde. Bafana Bafana is definitely going to progress to the next round of matches. The other games to be on the lookout for at the same time will be Nigeria. They'll be playing against Angola, while Congo will step up and fight against Guinea.
And in our last game, we have Mali, who will play the host, that is Ivory Coast.
It's an interesting affair at the Africa Cup of Nations. And at this time, I would like to thank you very much for tuning into this week's special edition of the Diski Preview Show. My name is yours truly, Mr. E.
And I'm yours truly, uThisha weDiski. Once again, thank you very much for tuning in. Don't forget to press the like button. And most importantly, don't forget to comment and subscribe.